The way media works today
Yeah.
is, well, it's something else. You think about it, right? A single photo, just one picture from some big event, and it can do so much at once.
Mm.
It can raise money, serious money for good causes, launch a whole fashion trend, and basically act as this giant, perfectly planned ad. It's like a 3-for-1 deal.
Absolutely. And, it's rare to see it done quite as precisely as what we're looking at today. We're diving into some sources covering this major event in Korea, a real blend of culture and charity.
Right.
And our goal really is to take a good hard look at Love Your W.
Yeah.
It's Korea's biggest charity event. We want to unpack how celebrity power, especially someone like Lee Min-ho showing up, acts like this fine-tuned tool.
Uh-huh.
It boosts the charity's message and sets major fashion trends way before they hit the store.
And we've got details, right? Our sources point to this specific event. It was Wednesday, October 15th at the Four Seasons in Seoul.
That's the one.
Now, that date's past, obviously, but the strategy behind it, that's still incredibly relevant, kind of timeless even. It just proves when you get this level of celebrity involved, fashion stops being just about the clothes.
Exactly. It becomes about influence, leveraged influence.
Mm-hmm.
So to really get the impact, we probably need to start with the event itself. Why is Love Your W such a big deal over there?
Well, you mentioned the scale.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the sources consistently call it Korea's largest charity event.
Yeah.
W Korea magazine hosts it.
Right.
And when something gets that title year after year, the pressure must be immense.
Mm-hmm.
But so is the opportunity, right, to get maximum eyeballs on it. It's like this national event, but wrapped up in doing good.
And the cause itself really anchors the whole thing. This specific event, it wasn't just any year. It marked the 20th anniversary of the breast cancer awareness campaign.
20 years, wow.
Hitting a 20th anniversary like that, you're not just throwing a party. You're basically renewing this huge 2-decade commitment. And that needs, well, it demands serious media attention.
And it's not just talk, is it? The sources are pretty clear. The goal is practical help. This event is set up to drive real action.
That's the absolute key connection, the money they raise from the gala itself, but also, the campaigns around it, the online stuff, the photos. It goes straight to paying for screenings and treatment for women. And there's a real focus on helping low-income families who might otherwise just not get that kind of care.
So the glamour, the red carpet, it actually leads somewhere tangible.
Highly practical, yeah. It's got a measurable outcome, which inevitably brings us to why you need the big names there.
Right. An event like this, trying to fund screenings for potentially thousands of people, you can't just rely on, big sales.
Definitely not.
You need that kind of global spotlight, that media halo effect we talk about. Having huge stars isn't just nice. It's basically the engine driving the whole thing. It guarantees the media coverage that translates into donations for those families.
It's almost like a direct return on their visibility. And what's really interesting in the sources is how fast the story shifted. Okay, yes, the 20th anniversary, the mission, that was central. Right. But almost immediately, the narrative for the wider media became about the fashion, what everyone was wearing. That's the hook. The cause gets the initial interest, but the outfits, that's what turns interest into clicks, into coverage.
Which focuses the attention even more. And leads us to the person who apparently dominated the search results and headlines that night.
Yeah, we really have to zoom in on Lee Min-ho here. His appearance was clearly flagged in our sources as one of the most talked about moments.
Right.
And they don't just say he looked nice. They specifically call him a top-tier visual in K-world. Now, that's more than just a compliment. It's like industry recognition. It signals his aesthetic power, but also his ability to launch a look globally.
But it has to be used the right way, that star power. He wasn't just like wandering around. He was actively participating.
Exactly right. His involvement included attending the official photo event, the one specifically set up to commemorate the campaign. So his presence is captured, documented, and then pushed out everywhere, not just as guy at party, but as someone lending his massive international profile directly to this cause.
But you have to wonder, right, for people really following this up, why him specifically? There are tons of huge K-stars. Does it connect back to his brand deals? That seems logical.
Oh, it absolutely does. I mean, when a charity manages to get a star of that level, they need to squeeze every drop of benefit out of it.
Makes sense.
And that usually means linking up with a brand that also has that kind of global reach. Because the image that lasts, the thing people remember and search for millions of times, it's what he wore.
Okay, so let's pivot then. We're shifting from the charity mission more into the deliberate marketing side of things. Let's break it down. What exactly did he wear and why that outfit?
Right, and this is where you really see the strategy unfold. The outfit itself, a full burgundy velvet suit, jacket and matching trousers.
Velvet. Okay, bold choice.
Very bold. It's heavy on texture, stands out immediately from the usual sea of black tuxedos you see at these kinds of galas.
Yeah, if he'd worn a standard tux, maybe he blends in more, even him. But the burgundy velvet,
Yeah.
that guarantees he's the visual standout. Makes him the searchable image of the night, as you said.
That's definitely the thinking behind it. And the styling amplified that sort of sophisticated feel. A crisp white dress shirt, a dark tie with a subtle pattern, pocket square. All the formal touches were there.
Mm.
But the killer detail, the one with the biggest strategic weight, the designer, the whole look was by SS.
Okay, now it gets really interesting, especially if you track international brands. Because this wasn't just some random loaner suit. We know Lee Min-ho is a major global brand ambassador for SS.
Right, the luxury menswear brand.
So this appearance suddenly becomes this very controlled, very high-stakes move within that ongoing partnership.
That is the absolute crucial piece of info from the sources. This wasn't just about looking good for charity. It was a top-tier marketing play woven into a philanthropic event. And check the timing, this is key.
Okay.
The outfit. It was specifically identified as being from Bias's upcoming Fall-Winter 2025 collection.
Wait, hold on. Fall-Winter 2025. He wore something for a collection that's nearly a year away. At one of Korea's most photographed events.
Yep.
That is, wow, that's some serious advanced visibility.
Yeah.
How do brands even pull that off, getting a piece that far ahead?
It tells you a lot about the timelines in global luxury fashion, the manufacturing, the PR planning. To get an FW25 piece onto a global star in October means that specific look was finalized, produced, and strategically kept aside just for a debut like this.
One with guaranteed maximum eyeball.
Exactly. They're using this incredibly visible stage as a global launchpad, a full season cycle before it hits the wider market.
And the sources mentioned the reason for this specific suit, too, right? It wasn't just about picking something flashy from the future.
No, absolutely not. The choice was very deliberate, meant to mesh with the brand's image. The source material says the suit was picked to embody the ideal BFS customer.
Horatio.
Someone who appreciates, quality, sophistication, but also has a certain boldness, a confidence. And the media reaction, it totally backed this up. They described his look using words like elegance and sophistication.
Hitting the exact notes the brand wanted.
Precisely.
It really sounds like this perfectly closed loop. The celebrity brings the visual power and credibility. The brand provides this statement outfit from the future.
Yep.
And that whole package generates the massive guaranteed media storm that the charity needs to fund its actual work. But, okay, let's play devil's advocate for a second. For the average person hearing this, seeing a super expensive bias suit worn a year early that feels worlds away from the low-income families the event is supposed to help, do the sources grapple with that sort of ethical balancing act?
They do, yeah, but maybe indirectly. They address it by really hammering home the symbiotic nature of it all. That disconnect you mentioned, the pricey suit versus the need for affordable screening, it's bridged by the idea of leverage.
Okay. How so?
Well, think about it. Without the drama, without the velvet suit and the star power, the story might just stay a local charity event piece. Nice, but limited reach.
Right.
With the drama, the velvet, the celebrity, the future fashion angle, suddenly it's international news. And that drastically widens the pool of people who might donate or participate in the awareness campaign.
So the visibility itself becomes the currency, the fancy suit, the FW 2025 debut. Those are basically the tools needed to turn his star power into media buzz, which then ultimately funds the practical aid.
That's exactly how the model seems to work here. The whole system is engineered for maximum impact. Choosing Lee Min-ho, leveraging his top-tier visual status, using a collection from the future, it all works together to make this event stand out in a really crowded charity calendar. It ensures that the 20th anniversary message got out globally. And it really highlights the massive, quantifiable value these celebrity brand partnerships have in the charity world now.
So if we try to tie this all together, looking at the big picture, it really shows these choices are anything but random. That burgundy velvet suit wasn't just picked because it looked cool.
Not at all.
It was designed.
Okay.
Designed to be memorable, designed to be searchable online, and ultimately designed to be super effective marketing for a collection months down the line, while also serving the life-saving mission of the breast cancer awareness campaign. It's doing both jobs at once.
It's a really sophisticated mix of commerce, culture, and cause. What this deep dive shows us is that the huge exposure for Boss S isn't just a side effect. It's the engine that creates the massive exposure needed for the women and families that Love Your W supports.
The two outcomes are basically inseparable in this setup.
Mathematically linked, you could almost say.
So what's the takeaway then for anyone tracking K-World trends or international marketing? We started with just, a news bit about a stylish guy at a party.
Yeah.
And we've peeled back all these layers. A 20-year campaign anniversary, Korea's biggest charity gala, a specific global ambassadorship, and this wild year-early collection debut strategy.
I think it means you can actually start to measure the return on investment of star power beyond just product sales. You can see it in terms of social impact, too.
Huh. Interesting.
Lee Min-ho turning up didn't just help BSS sell suits eventually. It generated real awareness and presumably real funds for breast cancer screening. The sheer amount of planning involved just underscores how seriously these global brands now treat their ambassador relationships. It's not just about looking good anymore.
It's a powerful lesson, really, in using that visual currency for maximum effect. Maybe next time you see a celeb photo from a charity red carpet, you don't just glance at the suit.
Right.
You think about the immense planning, the cost, the manufacturing lead time, the whole strategy that went into getting that single look out there.
And maybe think about the risk, too. Debuting a future collection like that on such a huge stage. There's pressure there. But that investment in high fashion, that's a Pacific burgundy velvet suit from FW 2025. You could argue it's the necessary price tag.
The price of admission.
Yeah, the price of admission to buy the kind of global visibility needed to actually help the thousands of women relying on that campaign's success. It's this whole kind of amazing self-powering ecosystem of influence.
A fascinating system indeed. Well, thanks for helping us really unpack the strategy behind all that glamour.
My pleasure. Always fascinating to see how it works.
민호 민호 대박이다. 여기가 저렇게 했다고. 민호 씨 바이바이.
이동할게요.